You'll see it on your screen. Okay. Nah, you gotta do that again, bro.
This is some bullshit.
Nah, don't worry about it, man. Make it happen. We'll wait on you.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I got it.
I know
And
you got it.
you're being called out. You're calling out the warrior in you, the healer in you, the creator in you, the entrepreneur, the God in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that's holding you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere and it's right in your face. Let's go.
Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. Success is your destiny. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Remember, yes, always who you are. Yes, yes, I am. Love, wisdom, power. Yes, yes, I am. Love, yes, power. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Love, wisdom, power. Yes, yes, I am. Love, wisdom, power. Master. Yes, I am. Yes, love, wisdom, power. Yes, I am. Say yes to yourself. Yes, I am. Protected. Yes, yes, I am. Master. I am. Yes,
Yeah, that's pretty good, brother. You know,
Oh,
it happens like that sometimes.
it, yes, it does. Apparently
Yeah.
so.
So,
Apparently so.
sometimes that happens on hot dates, What's up,
Mm.
daddy, baby? Oh, you want to go home? So you
Yeah,
can't stress
crazy,
that, man.
crazy,
Put on these
crazy.
headphones here. Yo, I changed my arrangement. So, family, welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. Let me adjust.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Baraka, for that opening, that
Peace,
improv.
peace.
We're going to have a good show tonight, family.
Let's get it.
Amazing. We got a Jedi goddess of Bliss who's going to teach the sisters how to rise into their feminine magic and get out the cage of the monkey mind.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so she's backstage, and we're going to start with the opening, inviting our ascended master ancestors. So let us begin. I am in me. I am in Brother Baraka. I am in Leo Goddess Adara. I am in the Sea of Life. I thank everyone for being born. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for striving so that you may be thriving in all venues of life's expression. And I say to all my souls from past lives, I forgive you. And all souls in my past lives, I ask that you please forgive me. And in this lifetime, all forms of life, I ask that you forgive me from the buffalo wings, chicken wings, excessive fish, and all those pig feet that was given to me in my childhood, formative years. I say, please forgive me, porky pig, chicken heads, and oxtail, and all that other stuff. My parents were just trying to do the right thing. And all living souls in this life that are two-legged and four-legged and swimming and flying, please forgive me, and I forgive you. And we say Ashe.
Ashe.
And now we ask the presence of ascended masters Speaking of Melchizedek, can he be on the platform? We welcome you, Melchizedek, to be with us tonight. Yeshua, Black Madonna, Mother Mary, Quetzalcoatl, White Buffalo Calf Woman. I want to invite Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Saint Germain, P.B. Randolph, and and highly invite the Ascended Masters of Africa, Sheikh Amadou Bamba, Sheikh Ibrahim. Want to invite the latest Christ born in the Congo, Simeon Oko, who brought forth an army of muscle-bound, bulletproof angels that turned over the terrorist tanks and heavy guns and artillery of the Belgians. And that's why they have Belgian chocolate. Belgian chocolate is an outcome of colonial terrorism. Thank you, Simeon Toko, for your message that love rules supreme. Want to invite Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Prophet Elijah Muhammad. I want to invite upon this platform Nat Turner, John Brown, and the shroom masters of antiquity. We're talking about inviting South African Zulu shaman Credo Mutwa. Our shroom warriors, the Zulu warriors who would take shrooms and go into trance for hunting and war. And the Zulu women would take shrooms for recipes and tactical location, whether it was warfare or food. Want to thank and invite Shroom Master Dr. Sabi. I want to invite Shroom Master Kalindi Aye. I want to invite Shroom Master Dr. George Washington Carver, who would take the shrooms and go into the garden and get recipes from the plants and the trees. We want to invite Harriet Tubman, who would take shrooms so she could see the slave catchers in the dark and where they were and how to maneuver in the absolute darkness. Thank you, Harriet Tubman. Thank you, Mary McLeod Bethune. Thank you. Thank you for all the listening audience. We want to take this moment and thank all who have served Love Supreme. So we say, thank you, Archangel Michael, for protecting our family, friends, and loved ones. Thank you, Archangel Raphael, Angel of Healing. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel. Thank you, Archangel of Enlightenment and Knowledge, Archangel Uriel. And I want to thank all the seraphim, cherubim, holding the stations of the sun. And we collectively, I say to all my Muslim brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. To all my Hebrew brothers, Shalom. To all my Christian brothers, praise the Lord and welcome. And to all our Hindu and Buddhist brothers, welcome. And I want to invite the spirit of Buddha onto this show, the spirit of Krishna onto this show, all the ascended masters, Kathumi, Master Himalaya. And I want to special thanks to Nikolai Tesla. I welcome you onto this platform. Wilhelm Reich rediscovered orgone in ancient Egypt. I want to thank onto this show and this platform. And a special thanks to Sheikh Amadou Bamba for the secrets of Acacia and its spirit name, Jalaban. To awaken the acacia wood, we invoke the name Jalaban, Jalaban, Jalaban. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sheikh Amadou Bamba. All right. And we all say together, Ashe, Mahalo.
Ashe.
And family, take these prayers and do as you will. Bring them into your life and see how the forces of nature can impact you for your highest good. I'm not copywriting anything as far as prayer invocation. I am doing what our ancestors echoed through time. All right. Now, I want to, on this platform, before we begin, I got announcements. I have, let me see, I think it's right here. Healing Circle Tuesdays. I want to put the picture up. I'm having my little lampshade. I think spirits are in my room, family.
No, they are.
Yeah, yeah. After that countdown, we just did an invocation, and man, they
You just you
knocking my
asking me
stuff
for
over. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, y'all. So I just had to renew. Man, what kind of crap is this? I just upgraded my stuff. And I can't see anything. All right, so you know what? We'll do that another time. I'll figure that out. Without further ado, I want to bring on our beautiful sister, Leo Goddess Adara. I enjoy doing this flyer, family.
Yes, you
Take
did.
a look at this. Starting Feminine Healing Magic, Adara. And I matched it with her top where she has the Ankh on her chest. Yes, family, that is sacred geometry of the yoni. And I want to give a special acknowledgement to Sister Salika, who is my classmate under Master Yao, who she brought to the attention that the clitoris is a pyramid. So I had to put that there. And there's a picture to the right of Leo Goddess Adara bringing a man into a full body orgasm, and he looks like he's about to levitate. And then her sitting in the background with the Leo sun eyeballing you as you eyeball it. So we're getting ready to bring her on now. You ready, Adara? Let's bring you on. Let me move this flyer out the way. And let's give a special warm welcome and thanks for your patience, Adara, in getting this party started. Look
Hi.
at you, girl. Woo!
There she is.
Hey, can y'all see me well?
Yeah.
Greetings, Sister Adara.
Greetings,
Yeah.
brothers. How y'all doing? I'm glad to be
How
here.
are you? Great.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I appreciate the invocation. It gave me some time to calm down and center myself. So thank you so much for that. That was beautiful.
And we got a lot of folks in the audience, just want to acknowledge. You got Rick
Everyone.
Roll Truth, and you got Sara Mama,
Welcome.
Dwayne Johnson. We see you, brother. And we got Corius, Hollis, Hotep. And we got the Aquarian, not on yet. I guess she don't have patience, so she's Aquarius. We got AJ. I'm here for Adara.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm here for you, boo.
And we have Miss Vicky J. Good evening, peace and blessings, everyone. World traveler, laughing in bliss.
Hey, boo.
All right. We got T. Hale, peace, fam. We got Slim D. Zool, Shroom Master. I don't know. I'm not a Shroom Master. I'm a drunken master with shrooms because I'm still working it out.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I ain't calling that at all, brother. But thanks for the allocate, And we're gonna move over here to Timothy's Magic, One Love. And we got people even from wherever you are. Thank you. I don't understand the language, but I think it's European. But thank you and welcome. We got a piece of peace. We got Steve Williams. We got AJ, Laverne, Thomas. Some of these people. Adara, I think your family collective is up in here. Angel Army. And we got Sirius, brother Sirius in here.
Yeah.
He's listening in, watching. We got Kamora Hardiman. Good evening, y'all. So focusing on you, Adara.
Yes.
Welcome and thank you.
Right quick because
let me put the banners up because that's important. I already did the banner, show banner. Let that scroll on the bottom. Is that right? Facebook, Adara Tantra, YouTube, Super Dope G, website, www.adaramoselle.com.
Yep.
Instagram, Adara Moselle. Facebook. Okay, so we got it.
We got it.
We got it all. Let's get started. Adara. Oh, you know what? I just want to stop.
You got to put her in the middle, Hank.
Yeah, let me see. I'm going to sandwich you between the buns of yang.
Yeah. Let's balance it out.
I like it.
There is a before we start, Adara, I just want to read something if I can.
Sure.
It is a quote from Nikolai Tesla uh, about the present contemporary woman. And this was, family, this was a quote by Tesla 98 years ago.
Mm.
Okay. So let me just make sure I got it right. This is what Tesla said when someone asked him in 1924. Nikola Tesla was asked why he never married. And his answer was this quote, I had I had always thought of women as possessing those delicate qualities of mind and soul that made her in her respects far hold on a second, get this far to make her far superior to man. This is what Nikolai Tesla said. I had put her in a lofty pedestal, figuratively speaking, and ranked her in certain important attributes considered higher than man. I worshipped at the feet of the creature I had raised to this height, and like every true worshiper, I felt myself unworthy of the object of my worship. He's talking about women. But all this was in the past. Now the soft voiced, gentle woman of my reverent worship has all but vanished. In her place has come the woman who thinks that her chief success in life lies in making herself as much as possible like man in dress, voice, and actions, in sports and achievements of every kind. The world has experienced many tragedies, but to my mind, the greatest tragedy of all is the present economic condition wherein women strive against men, and in many cases actually succeed in usurping uh, or, or usurping their places in the professions and in the industry. This growing tendency of women to overshadow the masculine is a sign of a deteriorating civilization. Practically all the great achievements of man until now has been inspired by his love and devotion to woman. Man has aspired to great things because some woman believed in him, because he wished to command her admiration and respect. For these reasons, he has fought for her and risked his life and his all for her time and time again. Perhaps the male in society is useless. I am frank to admit that I don't know. If women are beginning to feel this way about it, and there is a striking evidence at hand that they do, then we are entering upon the cruelest period in world's history. Our civilization will sink to the state that like that which is found among the ants, bees, and other insects, a state wherein the male is ruthlessly killed off in this matriarchal empire which will be established, the female rules. As the female predominates, the males are at her mercy. The male is considered important only as the factor in the general scheme of reproduction. The tendency of women to push aside man, supplanting the old spirit of cooperation with him in all the affairs of life, is very disappointing to me. Nikolai Tesla, Texas, Galveston, August 10th, 1924.
That turned Sister Adara off. That turned her off.
Listen,
Was that me with feedback?
we're better now.
Oh, okay.
So, Adara, how can you help women align again to feminine magic?
Oh man, that's a heavy question, and of course, it's based off each woman, what they have going on. But I kind of wanted to speak a little bit to the passage you just read, and of course, you didn't ask me, but I feel like the source of that or the root of that came from religion, change, and the reason why I say that is because most wars had religion involved. The way that it took over laws and society, things of that nature, and then women started rebelling, and then women started harboring hurt and this and that, and it started manifesting in all of these different ways. So, a couple generations down the line, they still remember why they're doing it, but now it's just natural for a little girl to want to do, whatever she's told she can't do, and it's
Mm.
just that budding energy of the patriarchal roles that after generations the boys just were indoctrinated with because now it's in their DNA because that's how everybody lived, and the
Yeah.
girls had this one. It just started clashing, 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 and you just see it on multi levels, like every single level you can think about.
Mm.
It's everywhere. So it's a whole bunch of fruits from all these trees that grew out of those roots of religious influence. So,
Mm. Yeah.
but so because of that, we have our little blockages and this and that. Not just because of that, but that's big, like white supremacy is big. Like they're lovers. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, hey, Mr. Yeah. Um, so there's a lot of reasons why people have the traumas they have, and then you add that into people raising kids and all the weird things that happen in the process of somebody who doesn't know anything trying to tell a new life how to be something, or
Mhm.
like that's a huge job, right? That's a huge job. So we just end up building all of these different issues, traumas, and then we do our own help in our life to do weird stuff that causes traumas to ourselves, weird belief patterns, having to be right all the time, all
Ooh.
type of things, anything to protect ourselves because, we hear about like the survival instinct and stuff, but people
Right.
don't realize that the survival instinct kicks in because at some level you feel like your life is in danger. You see what
Mm.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what gave it the it gives it the energy to imprint on your energy body to stay there as a memory. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? It gives it the juice. It's just like a Richter scale. An earthquake happens, and it bounces up and down. And the bigger the peaks, the heavier the earthquake, or the bigger the magnitude of the earthquake, the more damage is done.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's the
Mm.
same thing.
Yeah. Well, the reason I wanted to invite you, and Master Yao Morris is in the audience, want to give him a special shout out. I remember last week he said you is like his one of his top students. And that I said, "Oh, we got to have the feminine principle come here and wash our spirits clean." And it's an honor to have you here on the show tonight, Sister
I'm gonna be
Adara.
here.
We're going to get busy.
I'm looking forward to it.
Also, Brother Sirius is in the audience. He's my big brother teacher, so I call
Same here.
him Fu Sirius.
Same
You know,
here.
with his
Same
Barry
here.
White demeanor. We have a classmate, Salika. She's in the audience. And I have my good brother, Yusuf. He's in the audience. And we'll have questions that they may ask or comment a little bit later. But Adara, you
Mm-hmm.
look so sensuous with a little water around your eye.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not
Yeah.
on purpose, but I received that. I guess it is on purpose. It's just for you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So somebody sprayed your face before you came on the camera. you know. Um, uh, uh, Baraka, I'll be muting you momentarily because somehow you got feedback, and the
Okay.
audience is hearing the feedback. So you just unmute when you're ready to share something, brother. Okay, got you. Adara,
Yes.
um, when I went to Master Yao and listened to him last week and listened to the week before, Nit Yama, they spoke of touchless projection of bliss. Um, Master Nityama spoke about what he projected. Master Yao spoke of how he activated women and men. How has bliss activation enriched your life?
It's
Look at
changed
that
it.
smile, y'all. Go ahead, testify, sister, testify.
It's like being born again.
Mm,
Like it's Osho says, that once you really experience things, you shouldn't be able to put words to it.
yeah.
Communication is in words, communion is in the heart, or whatever else.
Mm,
But just finding bliss in life. Like I've always been pretty happy, you know, like I had a pretty good childhood. I didn't go through too much until, you know, I got a little bit older. Of course we were a little poor or whatever, but nothing out of the ordinary, no real problems.
Right.
So, you know, I was optimistic about life. I was very optimistic about life. So I always had that childlike wonder. I had a chance to be a child. So
Mm.
yeah, so my imagination was able to get big. So once I added Bliss, opened the door for me to fall back into the person I was when I got here.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. Because most of the fears that we have is because we're trying to avoid pain in some way. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like
Yeah.
just even on a small level, it's hard to get certain jobs done because you see it as work, and for some kind of way, in some kind of way, work is painful and whatever. Just the
Yeah.
fact you want to do it,
Right.
you
Right.
know. So
Mhm.
in hypnosis, they give you anchors and
Uh-huh.
triggers. So every time something happens, like if you enjoy eating Cheetos or whatever, and you link it to a job that you're trying to do, every time you eat Cheetos, you're gonna want to do that job. You
Mm.
know. So
Yeah.
it it opened back the doors of my imagination. Like I went up the tree of life.
Mm.
So yes. So people talk about Heteru all the time and beauty and Oshun and all this other stuff, Venus,
Right.
but they rarely talk about the imagination faculty, right? You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? So if
Yeah.
you're going to manifest anything, you have to have the imagination. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? You can't do it without an imagination,
Yes.
right? And then
Yeah.
you have to see it in line with right thinking, sound right reasoning, and then
Mm.
go into trance, and then boom, put some energy behind it. You know, manifested something,
Oh,
right?
you make it sound so easy. We got to share with the family some of your photos. I'm proud of your photos. You make it sound so. Did you hear how easy she made it sound? Look at her right here. This is
And sultry.
Adara's photo. She's activating a crystal. I don't know if that's her crystal pistol that she makes men levitate with, but it definitely looks like she's waking it up. Okay. And this I gotta bring this picture here. The brother's ready to float. Tell us what is going on here, Adara.
Well, actually, that is my sister Sophia in that picture.
Okay.
And what was happening was I was doing well. She's been in the classes for a little while, and
Hmm.
I tend to do the rituals. You know, me and my sister Sarah, we do the rituals,
All right.
and just like I started, you were there. That
Hmm.
retreat that we were at,
Uh,
they had me tending the altar and stuff like that, and pretty much following Surma around. And
right.
she had me doing all kind of weird little tasks. It was some kind of weird little hazing, right? And
Mm,
so since then, every time we end up doing something or power weekend that we really do serious spirit work, there's always somebody that comes like close in my circle that gets into the ritual, and it's also ritualizing their life. You see, and that's why they're there. You know, something their spirit has said that they're trying to achieve. Let me
mm-hmm.
slow down, to achieve certain things, and it'll be
Right.
auspicious for them to, be a part of this thing. So
Wow.
she did that with me one day, and we were, even we do all type of stuff. So she's been working a lot. So I know you're a mess of y'all talking about the house of the woman, the moon, cedar hawk, treasure chest, elegant rose. So what I was doing was practicing a new technique that I came up with that brings on each one of those houses and activates the women. So that is the reaction of
So,
things that are happening.
so simplifying that,
Hmm.
could I say that you was bringing women into their cellular bliss,
Yes,
and what?
cellular bliss.
And when a woman is brought into her or having that level of bliss activated, what is her psyche like after?
Well, for a couple weeks, she's going to be opened up. But after
Mm.
about that time, it's up to her to choose to stay opened up. She may go straight back to it. Just because
Mm.
the bliss comes doesn't necessarily mean that the trigger has been removed or the anchor has been removed. But if somebody's skilled, then you can replace the anchor with bliss, which is the part of the goal. You see what I'm saying? Like when I'm working with men, I'm not necessarily trying to dig into all the negative things that happen. I'm just trying to fill the hole that's missing of beauty. You see what I'm saying? Of bliss,
Whoa.
of whatever's missing from what they haven't gotten from women ever in life. You see?
Mm. Well, that's
So
what this picture is. That something that you was doing
yes,
for the man right here?
yes. This was at the opening of our office in Stonecrest, Georgia, Reiki services. And this brother, Dr. Ned Peru, was nice enough to be my guinea pig. So I started projecting on him, and he quickly started channeling an ancestor.
Oh,
Yeah. So he was going in trance right here. You see how tight his eyes were. But yeah, it was a powerful little session. It was a powerful little session. Yeah, everybody in the room. You see the face in the back. You're like, what the hell's going on?
yeah, yeah. I heard some fascinating stories about that kind of experience. Like our folks can get real spooky when we're outside of our comfort zone, men and women. I thought about Brother Sirius said one time he went to this cultural gathering and everybody was in their kente cloth. And when he walked in, the women went into orgasm and he emptied out the place. The storefront got empty, so
I
it's,
believe it.
so I see why Harriet Tubman carried a gun. Brother
Oh,
Sirius
yeah.
probably needed to pack a pistol and said, hold up,
Right.
you know?
Chicks get hungry, man. Chicks get hungry for you. You gotta be
Yeah.
careful with this stuff.
Mm.
For real.
What,
Sister Idara, is there a typical profile of someone who comes to see you for services? Like, are there, so I mean, I would imagine, maybe women, I might imagine, having maybe some form of trauma or something like that, molestation. But what about the men? Are there any typical types of issues that men have when they come to you?
My most regular specialty is working with erectile dysfunction. That's like my, the thing that I do like at office and stuff like that, because it's kind of hard to advertise the super spiritual stuff sometimes. But if you find me on Google, most people are coming for erectile dysfunction, intimacy issues, illnesses, things of that nature. I've worked on some people with cancer with good results. I worked on people with COVID with good results, sickle cell. I'm about to launch a series where I'm working with disabled people because they need it. They're very forgotten. Most healers aren't talking about the disabled people. So really anybody, people with anxiety, depression, PTSD, work with vets a lot. I work with vets a lot. Kids, work with everybody. So people who've had curses put on them.
what?
That ain't right.
What?
Yeah, man.
So
Found some snakes in somebody yesterday.
that's deep. So you're saying that this electrical orgasmic ocean, and I say it that way because I may, in creating
I like it.
orgone beads and everything,
I like it.
can even break curses. Now that's fascinating.
Mhm.
Fascinating.
Mhm.
I remember, and this is where it's going to get a little deep, y'all. So I want y'all
Let's
to
do
buckle
it.
your seatbelts.
Let's do it.
Let's do it because I remember Nit Yama, and I'm just paraphrasing, where he would have gay men come to him for therapy,
Mhm.
and what after going after being baptized into that orgasmic sea of love, they became attracted to women, and some of them even stopped the therapy
Mm.
because um, he said they got aligned with their original blueprint. Could you touch on that for men and women? How bliss therapy, and if I may call it that,
Yes.
how some of your experiences, please.
Don't get me
I like
started.
that laugh. You hear that, Baraka?
She's very sultry.
Mhm.
Ah,
Making me
okay.
think of Sarah Vaughan and all those vocalists from back in the day. But
Thank
go ahead,
you.
sister.
Thank you.
Go ahead
Thank
and
you.
blow.
Thank you. Man, so the original DNA blueprint, that's what it's all about. That's what it's
Mm,
all about. That's the door. The closer you get to your original DNA blueprint, the more you can do anything. You can heal somebody. You can become more symmetrical in your face. Um, for instance, if you want to make a man's penis grow, you align it more to his DNA blueprint because something might have happened in his youth, not coming to puberty fully. All kind of things are bad. Like all kind of things can happen where you don't grow fully. Same thing with the woman who doesn't have that many curves. She'll
Wow.
become more curvy if that's in
Wow.
her blueprint. You see what I'm saying? So
Whoa.
go ahead.
Go ahead, sister. This is deep.
Trying to keep it fun and not go, super like
Mm-hmm,
Nikola
mm-hmm,
Tesla, like he
mm-hmm.
said. But yeah, when you start doing those things, everything changes. Everything
Wow.
changes. So when you're removing negative imprints from your womb starts doing different things. Your vagina starts doing different things. You think different. You feel different. You reconsider or repent, which means
Mm.
rethink about different everything.
Yeah.
How have you been operating and representing people in your life? I mean, you be authentic, but at the same time, you're responsible for coming off in the most agreeable manner possible. You can't say that you're in for peace and love and stuff, but you're very reckless with how you deal with everybody. Like everything is management.
So, you just go ahead, Brother Broccoli.
Coming off agreeable. Wow. I gotta say, I did not expect to hear that from a Leo sister. I would like for you to speak to that, but the question I was thinking about asking was, how do you balance that Leo fire with that feminine energy? And what is it? What kind of man enjoys a feminine fire?
Ooh.
Big
Oh, you got
questions.
the screen now, Adara.
Man, big questions. Okay, so Adar means fire, Moselle means water. So even in my name, I'm balancing it out, right? So like you said, I'm a Leo, which is fire, but my Bagua number is 1, which is Khan the abysmal, which is water, rushing water. So I work a lot with the water elemental. But in my everyday practice for just chi energy, health, and everything, I practice dropping my body temperature. Why? Because we are too hot. Women are having all kinds of issues in general. Their temper, everything. Men too, but we're talking about, me and when I'm a woman. So
Mm-hmm.
being too hot causes, you know, um, ovarian issues, like all type of things. Like it's not recommended for a woman to build a lot of fire energy. Do it for certain things, but it's not really suitable, for your certain, your feminine faculty. Um, so I use cold packs. You see what I'm saying? It keeps my temper down. It keeps me like, whatever. But at the same time, I can hold way more energy because since my temperature's lower, it can have more room to rise. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when I need to get fiery, it's not a problem. But I'm still cool because I created that space in myself.
Wow, that is interesting. Uh, I'm going to throw this in here, Adara. This was I got a message from Salika, and she said that I want her to call me, Salika. If you're listening, give me a call so that you can describe what is happening here, or I'll call you right now because I'm getting ready to share a picture on your show that I think is rather magical.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Okay, Salika. Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. And you have Adara listening to you too.
Hi, Adara. How are you?
Hey, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Just give me 1 second. 1 second, please. I'm sorry.
Now, Adara, you might want to move back when I show you this picture because here it is.
Oh, okay.
Now, I did the graphics, but the picture is inspired by Salika.
Okay.
And she told me that in her meditation, she got to download that the clitoris is a pyramid.
It is. It is. Most
Yes,
definitely.
it is. It was interesting because I was sitting, just meditating, nothing in particular, and I heard the words clear my head. The clitoris is a pyramid, and I saw it in my mind's eye. But what came after, which was more information over a few days, but in particular that night, I was told, and I had to write it down because it was coming so fast. It was giving a comparison from the pyramids over in Egypt and the pyramids to the clitoris, and this is what came to me. The pyramids are on a vortex, which energy can flow upwards to meet the rising energy, to meet the energy flowing downward to the point, which means they are in alignment, which makes it more powerful. So is the clitoris at the base, which is 6 inches long and has 8,000 nerve endings. Mm-hmm. With 8 being a number of infinity, means the energy stored there is infinite and can be used at times during releasing or an orgasm. The clitoris has a hood which protects the tip end of the clitoris, but it is the eye of the pyramid. So you understand what I'm saying, Adara? When you pull back the hood, there is the tip of the clitoris, which is very sensitive, and it is the eye of the clitoris. Mm-hmm. Once that energy erupts, the information is released within the orgasm so that you can manifest. This orgasm that is fluid is the mother fluid, which I would compare it to, which when I heard that, I saw the Bragg's vinegar, which is the mother vinegar. You know what I'm saying? It has the mother in that. Getting back to the fluid, I was told it is not the same as the squirting fluid or the fluid of the G-spot, or I call it the God spot. What did I put down here? Nor is it the same as the orgasm from finger penetration or penis penetration or whatever kind of penetration a woman uses to have an orgasm.
Thank you for that. Why are so many? Thank you, Salika. And I'm just going to mute you, Salika, and I want Adara to touch on this. Adara,
no problem.
What reason do so many women are disconnected and so caught up in their mind that they have challenges being in touch with their sensual centers?
Well, once again, a question with 1,000 answers, right? Some women don't like to be touched at all, right? And then, yeah, like you'd be surprised how many people don't like hugs. They don't feel comfortable with people in their 3 feet of space, their personal space. A lot of them don't feel like sexual beings at all. A lot of them feel like sex is just for the man and it's a task. Others feel like sex is dangerous. It gets in the way of work. It's just so many rationalizations that people have made based off things they told them. Like, if your mom has a bad relationship with men, God knows what she told you about men. And believe it or not, I have this conversation with my fiance all the time. We never talk about the things that your uncles and, the older men in your family tell you when you're a little girl. Like every time you go to a barbecue, they're like, make sure you got this, make sure you got that. As soon as you see you growing a little bit of titties, you talking to them little boys, stay away from the little boys because and they put a fear in you. Like in middle school, you go to the mall. Well, people don't go to the mall like that anymore, but you go to the mall and somebody wants to talk to you and you're supposed to give them the wrong information about you. Don't give them your name. Don't tell them nothing. Act like you don't like them. I don't know where that came from. It's just something that all the little girls did. You see what I'm saying? Like nothing even happened to them. It was just something that they did. And I still not really sure where that came from, but like, I noticed that little girls are way meaner than little boys. Like to each other, like when the little boy comes to talk to the little girl is way meaner than the little boy is most times. Sometimes the boy goes crying. He didn't mean nothing. He just, there. But something, I guess, everything is fields, right? The environment, feel like everything. So I guess it's just something that's in the field now from that whole clash of energy that you asked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what it is, you know. And then once again, it manifests a million different ways. But most times they're trying to protect themselves from something, or they're trying to use it as a tool to get what they want in some kind of way.
Yeah. I want to share with the audience when Salika gave me that download. What came to mind was Lester Loving saying that our hemoglobin in our blood cells has pyramid crystals. And then I remembered a article that spoke about the in the pineal gland is also pyramid crystals. They're in the shape of pyramids. So with all of these pyramids, I'm sure in the male principle, in the male reproductive, there's also sacred geometry for the man. So what this sounds to me like is that we have pyramids throughout our body
Mm-hmm.
to create any kind of reality we really believe. So,
Absolutely.
so, family, the reason I'm into the crystals, and I saw Adara kissing the crystal in the photo, and also Salika embraces crystals, and you know, the difference between a crystal and a rock, family. A rock is disorganized on the molecular level, and a crystal is organized. So, like orgasm, is it possible, Adara? Orgasm rearranges a person from being in chaos to organized symmetry? Is it
Oh,
possible,
absolutely.
Bliss?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so when you go into orgasm, like I said, we can be programmed, right? But in addition to that, once you hit a certain level of orgasm, am I too close to the camera? Like,
No, not at all. I like the way you look. Baraka, what you think?
I feel like I'm like right here, but
Nah, she good. You good,
You
sis.
good, sister. You
thank you.
use your chest projection. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead. I'm bringing you right front. You know, don't hide. Don't hide.
I feel very welcomed.
Mhm.
But when you reach high level orgasm, right? You
Mm.
can the energy's coming up, right, and comes out your crown, if you like, and then energy come back in. Okay,
Mhm.
energy can come back in. So that energy, if you connect it right, or by attention or whatever, however you like to do it, to the universal cosmic energy, that is a divine blueprint, is just going to download. You're in a receptive state. Ipso facto, you're
Mm.
healed. But see,
Nice.
your
Nice.
connection and you being open to it, and then finding a way to allow yourselves to be receptive. So I like to talk to the cells. That's one thing that I do with water. Like I do a lot of water magic. I do that's my main elemental when I'm doing work. So when I'm working on somebody, I'll talk to the water in their cells, which holds the information. And I'll be like, hey,
Yeah.
bring back the remembrance to them of whatever it is that we're trying to do. And
Right.
then let it work. It's like hitting enter. And
What potential? And I guess I give also acknowledgement to Master Yao. Talk about what women have the capacity to do with the projection of their feminine points of magic, Adara. How far can
man,
women make a magical world through deep feminine radiance?
oh,
We're talking about, could you give them a teaser? Like, what have you done with breast projection that you could like share a story, that I won't get punched out on YouTube?
and I came up with a yeah, little Instagram post about how to make your titties magical,
Wow.
right? Make them titties magical, baby. So, what you do is you assign certain qualities to each one, right? So your left side is your yin side, your right side is
Oh,
your yang side. Your man is trying to achieve something, right? Or you want him to do something. Let's say he's a lazy bum. Let's just
mhm.
say he had a lazy bum, right? And you want him to activate certain qualities of determination, drive. You want him to have some open doors, things of that nature. So I would suggest that you imbue your left yin titty with some more yin type qualities, right? If you have mother issues, replace it. You see what I'm saying? Your yang side, that's where you would put the determination and the action and the drive and all this other stuff. You would put vision over here. You put understanding over here, love, compassion, trans, whatever you want to put up there, whatever. And then when he's I'm gonna say breastfeeding. I'm sorry, I just had a kid. I'm sorry.
Call it what it is.
Right.
Call it what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, so when you suck your titties or whatever else, just imagine, just see it flowing through you, and just like see his body like changing it to gold, or like that old shell falling off of him, or all kind of things like head-room faculty. Bring that imagination into play, and then you can feel the bliss of, like Yama said, him feeling you, feeling him. Same thing. You feeling him, feeling the joy of you answering his prayers. What does that feel like? That should be internal to you in some kind of way, right? Other side. So whatever you guys are working on, or this is prosperity and this is, grace and whatever. This is cars and rims and shit. Whatever. I don't know what y'all like, sandwiches, whatever. Your titties can do it. So that's how you make your breast powerful.
How to make your titties magical. And you talk about sandwiches in the same breath.
Yeah, I'm well-rounded. I'm very well-rounded.
That was funny.
Feed your man. Feed your man. So Sister Adara, listen, that is absolutely powerful. You gotta share your Instagram so that we can follow you, right? We want to learn more. But what advice would you give the men in those same type of sort of category in terms of feeding? Like I was, while you was talking about the titty magazine, I'm like, feed your man, sister, feed your man. But I'm thinking now, what are some of the things that the men can do to make our make our penis magical, and how should we be feeding and nurturing you sexually in that, what type of energy would you appreciate from your man in that way?
Okay.
I like the way your eyes rolled up. Damn, that was good. Oh, I'm watching the subtleties, Go ahead, sister. Go ahead. Let it flow off your lips.
I had to think about it for a hot second, so just staying in the same thought of the titty thing, right? You're receiving, right? Imagine that you're drinking from her heart, right? Imagine that you're drinking from her heart. You see what I'm saying? Or if you are stimulating her breast, that you're breathing back into her heart. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Or the tongue nipple connection. You can send that from your prostate up your body, out your tongue, into her nipples, down her central channel, into her G-spot, back into you, and just and now you guys are in a rhythm. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. And when you're doing that, then you imbue it with the feelings that you want to give her. Like what is she trying to do? And the simplest thing is just, I want to see you unfold. Just let her unfold. Yes. Sometimes just don't direct, because that's not necessarily what she needs. Sometimes she needs healing and this and that. But if a woman always feels controlled, the freedom she might feel from unfolding might even be more orgasmic than anything that's already happening. So when you double them up, because one orgasm and the reason or the cause of it doesn't lessen the next one. You see? So she can have an orgasm from joy, and at the same time from, I don't know, physicality, and the same time from a memory that she's having, like it all comes together. So there's really no limit. Also, if you guys are doing oral sex when she's working on you, just project to her throat. Most people's throats are blocked. Your sexual fears are held in your throat. Just sit there, ladies. Just sit there. Dudes, don't be trying to bang her out. Just sit there and just let it sit in her mouth, and just imagine her throat chakra being healed, her body being cleared out, just being flushed out. You see what I'm saying? Send her some love. Send her some joy. You can send it up. Open her consciousness. Open that third eye. Sit
Now you're
down.
speaking about that Yoni Puja, Lingam Puja.
Yeah, no.
Oh, let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there.
Yeah,
Sister,
love.
goddess, love goddess Leo Adara, what would you recommend women who are about to give sacred kisses to the man? Where should their intentions be?
So I'm gonna say it depends on if you're doing it for him specifically or for you. Like, is there something you're trying to get? Like, I'm trying to get a regular throat orgasm, you know, or ejaculation. I did it one time. It wasn't a lot, but it was amazing. So I'm trying to add that to a regular part of my repertoire. But other times, I'm just trying to build him up. So I'm just trying to build him up. I'm trying to give him everything I got as far as whatever his soul could possibly be asking for, whatever his cells are asking for. Let's heal your body. I know you like to drink, so let's work on the kidneys and liver. I know you need some money, because who doesn't need money? I'm sending that. I'm going to try and, it's just me, but I'm about to send you 1,000 bitches and everything. I'm trying to give everything, everything. And I'm trying to connect to other bodies. And, you know, oftentimes we just lay next to each other and like our higher selves are communing. And then we might just have sex because we feel like you have to do it. But it was so satisfying at higher levels that like, it was like, man, what's going on? Or do you have, you know, sexual interactions from non-genital places like your chakras and things, right? And you might put your sacral chakra on his solar plexus, you know, and you guys commune like that. And then you have orgasms you never knew could happen. Like my eyes like felt like they went backwards, and then eyes from back here started down. And then I was never the same on another level. You know, it's amazing stuff, man. It's amazing stuff. It's worth.
Did you say send your man 1,000 bitches? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Like, you know, people always complain about like sex with one person getting boring, but if you can change yourself up and shapeshift, if you will, you know, things get a little less boring.
Okay, I got one. I got a question.
So you want to talk about sending him
The Rock is getting excited now. Go ahead, bro.
I started something. I'm sorry.
So you're not talking about sending him 1,000 different women. You're talking about you being able to shapeshift into 1,000 different women.
Or I'll try to like represent 1,000. So whatever, we're grown. So I channel, I possess, I have guides, whatever. Through the use of mushrooms and things, I realized that I have multiple personalities within me that I can choose to let shine as chosen. So sometimes I might bring her, sometimes I might bring her.
How many magical titties is that, Hank? I said, how many magical titties is that?
I can't count them. That's quantum titties. That's the great mother that Nick Diamond speaks about.
They got big ass titties, man. They're quantum.
Hey, do your thing. We're gonna go full screen. And salutations to all the full-breasted sisters that are proud to show their beautiful mounds. I'm not gonna call out names. And the sisters who have mouth size.
Girl, he was crying for his mama.
You gotta give him.
I know that's how the ladies be talking. They be like, "Girl, I had him. He was crying for his mama." I'm telling you.
That moment you make him make a noise that surprises himself. That's everything. Like that's everything. That's everything.
What can you tell us? What can you tell us about the clutch?
The clutch.
Yeah,
the
kung fu grip.
What you want to know about it? I'll tell you what you want to know about it.
Just talk to us about that kung fu grip. Because if I start talking about it, I might start crying.
Whoa.
Well, what I'm going to say is what your hands can do, your vagina can do.
Mm.
Let your imagination go from there and just practice with it. You see what I'm saying? Practice with it. Actually, dang it, let's go there.
Let's go.
Okay, so a lot of people just think about the outer rim when they're talking about the grip, but you have three sections, just like you have three dantians, right?
Yeah.
The front part, middle part, back part. Each part has a different and unique ability. You see what I'm saying? So the more physical body's on the lower part. So you grip tight there, and he's like all the way inserted.
He must be smiling in the background. Lucky you, brother. Lucky you, brother.
No, I was
Wait a
thinking,
minute,
like,
hold on. This is not the PG-13 version.
I was wondering if I need to get like my anatomical model.
You know what? You just go ahead and flow, sister. This is Tantra After Dark.
I mean, I'll get it. It's right here. So just let me know.
I'm sure by now he's probably a god that can float.
He does pretty well, man. He's changed a lot.
Or even moonwalk for that matter.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm about to grab it and I'll be right back.
You grabbing him? Okay.
Oh, no. I have a model. No.
Oh, okay. Got you.
No.
All right. So, family, this is real talk because you're not going to learn this in any mosque. You're not going to learn this in any church. You're not going to learn this in any temple.
That's the problem.
That is the problem because there isn't classes for adolescents in cultivating sexual energy for the men or the women. Yeah. There isn't classes that I know a beautiful sister, Adara, that her mate bangs her out and then leaves her in the bed, rolls over to the other side, and she's left without touch. Saying all that, how important is touch before and after the sexual act?
When people know how to touch, you see what I'm saying? When people know how to touch, like I learned that a lot of people are doing damage with their touch. The touch is why people aren't liking sex, not at all. People aren't paying attention to the pressure or anything. So guys are fingering girls like they're freaking stuffing chickens and whatnot. They grab you all super hard and not paying attention. She rubs you for 3 seconds and it stops and says, let's do something else because she's not really into it. There's no real desire to connect with their partner. Each person's trying to get something that they want. And that's not fair to anybody. You see what I'm saying?
Selfish lovers.
Selfish lovers. Like, why are you there? Like, seriously. Why are you trying to be in a relationship or with somebody if you're being selfish? Like, seriously, like, just stay and just pay for pussy, dude. Like, just
they masturbating with a partner.
Yeah, like you're doing damage. You're doing damage, and then somebody who really wants to care for this person is gonna have a hell of a time trying to fix the shit. It's just not. It's just bad karma. You don't want that in your life. But just the preliminary touch is so nice, right? So I used to do sensual massage for a long time, and one of the best things, I don't know if people aren't going to do it, but a new room massage.
What kind of massage?
New room massage.
What's that, sister?
The new room massage is a body-to-body glide. It's pretty much you get all grease and you slide on. So it's nice. It's nice. It's fun too.
I thought that was wrestling with oil.
Yeah, close enough, but a little bit smoother. Like, you're the stripper pole, and then the person is just sliding. I did a demo. This time last year at the Power Weekend, and the reason why I did that was because the theme was to break out of shame and things of that nature. So I was like, I can't ask people to step out of their comfort zone and whatever else if I'm not willing to step first. So I always ritualize myself first before I do anything. Mm-hmm. So I had nothing to hide. So I didn't hide it. And it just brought up a wonderful conversation about when we first learn shame, so that's another reason why people don't want sex, because they want it, but they don't want to act like they want it. You see what I'm saying? Or the way they want it is not acceptable in their minds. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not acceptable. So, like, even just having fantasy talk with people, a lot of women won't tell the actual fantasy because they don't want the guy to look at them some kind of way. Because most times women are more extreme in their desires than men are, you know.
Please be specific.
You got my co-host all excited now.
Bro, listen,
he's on the roll now, Adara. Handle him.
No, you know, basically what I'm talking about is that, and I was going to ask you about fantasy, right?
Yeah.
As even using fantasy as a way to help heal, right? A lot of women, you mentioned yourself, and I don't want to breathe. I don't want to go there. I want you to go there. But in terms of the extreme nature of a lot of women's fantasies, could you be a little bit more specific about that?
Men may have like violent fantasies, possibly. That might be the extent of their like nasty stuff. But women, like they could possibly want the violence. They might want several people doing all types of, well, you said be specific. Okay. The gangbang fantasy is very popular. Dressing up like a child, that's popular, you know, and on the outside it doesn't seem like it's too whatever else, but when you delve down into mind of the fact that you are attracted to possibly the idea of a pedophile, that's a thing. You see what I'm saying? That's a thing. But people also talk about how many women molest kids. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? They don't talk about all that.
Go there, sister. Go there.
A lot of the men who sit on my table have been molested. You know, it off as evil and traumatizing, but probably 60% of the men who come on my table have been molested by a woman. I know a man who was molested by a nun. So, you know, I'm getting off on a half tangent, but I don't remember what the question is because you got me fired up.
No, not a tangent at all. So how about this? So, in terms of helping to heal your woman and allowing her to free herself from shame and from repression, right? So if a woman, how can a man? I got my own answers, but I want to hear it from you. But how can a man indulge these types of fantasies in a way that is healthy?
So the first thing is getting her to tell you what the fantasy is, right? And a man's rigid nature most times is the reason why she's not going to tell you. Like the same reason that she likes you a lot of times with the rigid, like he's a man, he stands for what he believes in, but also you stand for what you believe in. And it may not be what I'm telling you. You see what I'm saying? We listen to how you guys talk about the people that you know, and if the woman's wise, she listens to the rules that you have. And what I mean is like the reason why you cut people off in your life. You see what I'm saying? And she's like, oh, or how you talk about, you know, people on TV or whatever. She's like, oh, he feels this way about this thing. So if I tell him that I really like this thing, he's going to see me like he sees those people. And he's not going to be present with me anymore. He's not going to accept me anymore. And then, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, so she's not necessarily willing to be vulnerable. But if she is willing to be vulnerable, or let's not skip steps. How about we make a bridge, right? So the first thing a man could do is be a little bit more flexible. Remove those walls of rigidity a little bit. Don't compromise on your principles, but understand that this person is someone on their own path. And just because they're with you doesn't mean they should not enjoy or experience the things that they enjoy and experience before you got here. I'm not saying have sex with a bunch of people if that's not your thing. But what I'm saying is if she loved art before you got here, don't take her pain away. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't take her pain away. If she was a free, wild woman and she like being in the woods doing this and that and this and that, but you've been living in the city your whole life, like, go with her there a little bit. Let her feel that you are a container in which she can grow in. You see what I'm saying? Because you guys set the tone as far as the environment, as far as in like what we need. You see what I'm saying? So she's, the encompassing, you guys are in the circle, right? I'm trying to make this as clear as possible. But water needs a container. You guys are a container for water. That's what it is. We will flow all over the place. The men oftentimes bring that container. So you give us some kind of shape. If your container's too tight, she can't grow. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
She's not going to do anything. If you're too whatever, if you're too anything, just give her some space. Just like you guys need space, just give her some space to unfold. And you just sit with it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That reminds me of what Nityama said. He said, you
Yes,
got to
ma'am.
give women room to be, the greater the intelligence, the more need for diversity.
Mm-hmm.
The greater the intelligence, the more need for diversity.
Absolutely. And the thing is, she doesn't know fully what's in there. You see what I'm saying? So even if she thinks that she has everything that she's looking for, she doesn't know. But as she finds out, she's going to need a bigger bowl. And we need you to grow with the bowl. We need the bowl that grows, like grow with the water. Like, don't be like, man. And that's what it is. Like,
don't be rigid. So you're saying don't be rigid in the bedroom.
Yeah, don't be rigid in the bedroom. Like you guys are doing stuff, whatever else. She's trying to move and she wants you to get in a certain position, but you're so rigid she can't move your hips. She's like, she's doing all of this shit. You still sitting there like, dude, just move with me, roll with me, baby. Come on. Like, be fluid. Be fluid so we can have a dance. Don't be just nailing me to a wall, unless that's the dance. But come on, boo.
Got it.
So you mentioned that a lot of women have the gangbang fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is that like an indication is that just an indication that a woman wants to be ravaged? Is it an indication that a woman wants to release the inner whore? Is it an indication that society has created hang-ups and now by this extreme kind of action role play or something like that it's crying to come out? And how can I'm not okay, that's enough.
Slow down, brother. That's a whole lot of questions. That reminds me of West Indian Day Parade, man.
Right. Yeah, drink some wine.
Okay, so yes, I believe that is true. Also, I believe that I'll talk for myself at the moment because I can't talk for anyone else. So I'll speak for myself. I don't necessarily have a gangbang fantasy, but I do enjoy the idea of multiple men. Why? Because I'm a fucking Leo and a lot of men are praising me. That's the thing. So for me, and of course you didn't ask this, but for me, a fantasy for me is somebody, we're going and having a wonderful experience, like it's vigorous or whatever else. And instead of saying, you dirty bitch, you da-da-da-da-da, encourage me, tell me all the things I've achieved, just like build me up. Like, I don't think I've done that. Like, when was the last time you woman and just like building her up with every stroke? It might be a little more effective, man. Hey, boo. It might be a little more effective. Of course, we like the dirty things too. But if you're trying to raise her to a new vibration, and sex, and we're channeling energy, sex is about energy, whatever else, then why not do it in these times? Well, not doing in these times. So I'm not going to say that it's because she wants to be in a whore. Yes, maybe. That's definitely a thing. Like, I venture to say 50, 60% of women do want to do that. But, and yeah, I'm just going to say yes, because the idea of being a hoe is just fun. It just is. I'm not going to lie. It just is.
The woman doesn't have to take responsibility for having these kinds of thoughts and fantasies. If it happens, then it's like, oh my God, this is happening. But it's like, but for a woman, like a woman doesn't approach two guys and say, hey, come back to my room or whatever. Like that.
I beg to differ, brother. I know there are women in the audience that have done that.
True. But generally speaking, it's something that happens much more indirectly.
You mean just like in their mind, or how
No,
it actually happens in physicality?
no, meaning that it's, in other words, like, so we as young men are raised and we learn quickly that sometimes you got to act like you don't want sex and just kind of like to get next to her to make her feel comfortable. And then the point is that she wants sex. So you don't have to go directly for it, not like in a straight line. You could just get it in a roundabout kind of way. Because if you're just there when she's horny,
I got you.
You're in the right place.
Yeah, so that's two things actually. The first thing we're talking about, as far as acting like you don't want it, that is a psychological thing. They actually talk about it in manipulation books. So when people feel like you need them, they're less willing to work with you. So if you see a homeless person coming up and shaking a cup, you're less likely to give them money than somebody in a suit that says their car broke down and there's a BMW over there.
Exactly.
You're more willing to give them money because you feel like they don't need you. So when a woman feels like the man doesn't need her, she's going to more so throw it at him, right? Because the first part is, I appreciate you not coming at me. But the second part is, I have to validate my, femininity. So why you ain't coming at me? So I'm going, so that's psychology, actually. That's a psychology thing. And yes, I'm not going to lie, dog. Many a nights in my single life, a man benefited because he was in the right place at the right time. Like, women are savages, man. Well, we feast, dog. We feast. If the situation is right and we have let go of certain moral hangups, I call them false senses of morality, and then hanging out with Master Yao doesn't help. You start doing Tantra and stuff with Master Yao. He's like, oh, let go of this thought pattern. Let go of this thought pattern. Give love and receive love freely. And next thing you know, you're doing your best not to be a host. And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? And your sensitivity is rising, y'all tingly. You're riding over speed bumps, going into orgasm. What am I supposed to do, bro? Yeah, you set me up.
Listen,
you set me up, dude.
I got to start sharing this now. Now we're talking about Tantra and the forbidden use of psychedelics. You're talking about scaring rigid people. I'm going to share what my experience has been programming ayahuasca. Actually talking to her, say, Aya, could you massage her through me the way she really wants it? And I would have enough just to get to the edge, family, Adara. And I gave the full body massage. And when I finished, she said that was the best massage she ever had. I did the same as far as drinking or taking shrooms. And but I put the intention in the shroom, show me how she really want me to go down on her. And consume the shroom, and the shroom is giving her yoni worship through my body. And it's quite a waterfall. It's quite a trembling in the room. How have you explored psychedelics for Tantra enhancement, my Leo goddess?
This is like my favorite topic. I am a regular psychonaut. I usually do major work and I do it for Tantra and whatever else. So I have had some amazing experiences. That's when I did that throat orgasm, throat ejaculation. I was on, and it was before we had sex. We were just doing table work, and the story is not necessarily long, but it's kind of long. But
you got to put your address down there too. We want your telephone number, Instagram.
No, not a house address, because her husband's on the porch with a shotgun. And I'm sure yours is out there too. You out there with the shotgun too after she learns this technology.
That was funny. I like it. I like it a lot. But I know. Okay, so when I partake of the mushroom, I pour a libation, right? And I thank the elementals and I set an intention. So this particular night, I asked them to show me bliss because I was working on knowing things by their characteristics and not by their personifications or whatever. So show me bliss. So they took me through a series of I'm one thing as a female, he's another thing as a man. Like I'm from Georgia. I was a peach in one scenario. He's from Florida. He was a gator, right? So I was like in his swamp. And it was showing me romance and bliss that the swamp would offer. You see what I'm saying? And then like I had another time where I was the river and he was the bank. So I'm water. So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
if the earth or like the land took water on a date, what would that be like? That's what it was like. It was amazing.
Wow.
It was amazing. And I realized
Sounds like mud.
it could be. It gets real dirty, you know. But it was beautiful. And then like I realized I saw a mountain come up and a river running through the mountain.
Wow.
You know. And what was said to me was, you all ask, meaning women, we ask, and the men are rose up out of you to give you what you asked for. Like the mountains came up out of the ocean, land came up out of the ocean, because we needed a place to be. We needed a place to sit or stand. So when the man is out getting money or doing whatever else, he's trying to give you what he asked for, or what you asked for, in the best way he knows possible, hopefully, if he's healthy. And he's doing, you know, whatever he can to make it happen. And we get frustrated oftentimes because he's not home and he's not doing this the way we would like him to do it. But the fact that we've asked and he's here to answer is a beautiful thing. And that's orgasmic. You see what I'm saying? Like that whole interplay, like, baby, I need you. Baby, I'm here. That's orgasmic. You see what I'm saying? I asked and you answered.
Yes.
You asked, I answered. You need this love, you need this. Your soul is crying, my soul is answering. Here, do, boom, 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 boom.
So Adara, how widespread is it selfish sex partners, men and women? Is that an issue?
Oh, yes. It's a pandemic. It's a pandemic. And I venture to say, oftentimes women are more selfish than men. You know, we like to get our way. You know, we like to get our way. And if we're not getting our way, then we withhold. You know, granted, if he's doing things that is very uncomfortable and make you not like sex, I could also understand.
Right.
You know, I can also understand. But men don't put women down about sex as much as women put men down, because the man is the performer most times, right? So every woman is comfortable in their ability, for the most part, to perform some kind of sexual act. Even if it's terrible, they're still, you know, they're not gonna say, sorry, babe, that wasn't a really good blowjob. It kind of sucked. I'm sorry, I'm gonna work on it. Like, you don't really hear that as much as men. Like, babe, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna give all these women orgasms because I just want, you know, I just want to please. I just want to, you know, there's far more pussy praisers than there's penis praisers. You know.
Damn, that's jacked.
You know. Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true. It's true. You know, there's a lot of women who love, you know, giving oral sex or whatever else. And there's a lot of women who don't. But there's far more men who do than men who don't. But for us, it's more like 50-50 or whatever. Wow. You know, or it has to look a certain way. He can't have hair. Don't sweat on me.
Don't pull my hair.
Yeah. All these things. Like, he don't care. Like, babe, I stank. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I care, nigga. No. No. You see what I'm saying? But the men are.
Doesn't
some
a,
of your
a selfish woman lover, doesn't that go against her nature?
Good question. Good question.
Because you was talking a few minutes ago about feeding your man all that understanding through the titty magic and stuff. And to me, there's nothing more natural. Like I would imagine, like honestly, I don't know too much about the practices from Kemet as far as sex is concerned, but I know that the Romans had this thing about women dressing up as the goddess, the
Mhm.
idea of having sex with the goddess. And so what else would the goddess be doing but nurturing you, feeding you, and healing you? So, Shaka Khan said, "I'm every woman." So, if a woman is being selfish, again, I'm like, isn't that go against her nature?
Maybe. And I say that because there is a part of us that is very self involved, right? But that's the same reason why we can do the magic we can do. That's what yin is. Yin is more internal. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
But also with that, I would say it's a misuse of a faculty. Like something's just out of balance. I'm not gonna say it's going against her nature. It's just out of balance. So if somebody has a negative,
Okay, I think her internet paused. Okay, you're back.
I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
back. You're back. Go ahead.
Okay. Good. Sorry about that.
Hmm.
But yeah, the if the elegant rose is out of balance, then she can be greedy. She can be selfish or be a brat or whatever. That's a juvenile version of a woman. That's how we are. We're little and young. You see what I'm saying? It's not the
Yeah.
mature side of us. So, but at the same time, that type of woman is also a very orgasmic woman.
Mm. So you could have a juvenile, grown ass partner,
Yeah,
whether it's a man or a woman.
yeah,
They might actually be intimate with somebody who's emotionally or mentally a juvenile. That comes
mhm,
right up with Master Yao
yeah.
teachings as far as
It's
um
real.
wow.
It's very real. You see it in everyday interactions. Like, okay, if somebody's at like Subway or something, or you whatever, the store, gas station, whatever, and they get an argument with the clerk, but the clerk didn't really say anything, but they're just like going off. Why are you doing that? It's because you don't want to feel like or have people around you think that you lost or that you're weak or whatever. But
Or
don't
that
nobody
you
think about that. The
yeah.
fact you even think about that is a childish thought. You see what I'm saying? You can be
Yeah.
50, you can be 21. It's a childish thought. So that's a juvenile type of nature. And somebody cut you off in traffic, you go cut them off. That's juvenile. That's something like my kid would do. That's very juvenile. So mature people, more wiser people, more disciplined people, we do different things. You know what I'm saying? We just do different shit.
That's a very powerful point that you just brought up because I think if I think psychedelics really have a major part to play in cultivation of sexual energy because if you can tap
Yeah.
into the sea of bliss, the orgasmic ocean, and know that you're living in an ocean of electrical orgasmic energy
Mm-hmm.
all the time. And special
Mm-hmm.
shout out to sisters who have told me that they can have orgasms waiting on a stoplight.
Mm-hmm.
And they're listening to the show. I know
Mm-hmm.
women that could just have spontaneous orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and in putting these beads together, family, it keeps me in a heartgasmic state of bliss. And what I'm experiencing is gradually feeling that ocean of bliss that surrounds us all the time so that there's no exclusivity on a person being dependent on one person to be a provider of the
Right.
bliss because we all want the bliss.
Right.
But if we have access, and that takes a cultivation, that takes a certain level of awareness, maturity, that, okay, whether she or he is present, I am in the ocean of bliss because I
Mm-hmm.
am the bliss.
Yes.
Is that what would you say in the
Yes.
ballpark?
Yes.
Mm,
100%. 100%. Like when we're taking mushrooms and things and we're asking for, whatever type of experience, if we're not asking and they're just doing their thing, whatever. But when you sit next to your partner, and I can feel people's energy in general, but it's much more elevated, on the psilocybin. But you just sit next to your partner, and like everything in the room just disappears, and you can just feel yourselves merging into each other. It's like I can't remember what it's called, but
That's most beautiful,
it's beautiful.
most beautiful experience.
It's beautiful.
And it's beyond ordinary physical sex. Can't
Yes,
hold a candle to psychedelic sex just holding your partner. And
man,
I'm speaking from experience. And if you haven't experienced that, family, men or
do
women,
it,
you're earthbound
do it,
in your frustration. Because you haven't seen daylight of
man, do
bliss.
it.
Really,
You
that's
know,
very well said.
and that same experience I was talking about with the mountains and the river. I remember he was just rubbing my feet, and I saw like where his thumb was were my memories. Like everywhere his thumb touches my memories. And then he did like some kind of spin move. And like all of my memories just switched around like fractals. And
Wow.
I like realigned some kind of way. You know,
Yeah.
I realigned and it was amazing. Like at the end of that night or our interaction, it took me probably an hour and a half to get my bra on. Like
Wow.
I was just amazed. I'm like, just and experience one, and the fact that this is my partner, the fact that we found each other and we were supposed to, and we're having this moment, the fact that I had the achievements that I had sexually or blissfully, if you will, like I ate an orange and leaked the floor. Like the floor
Mm,
was ruined. I ate an orange off my altar and then
yes.
the floor was ruined.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? And it was
Yeah.
like I felt like a new person probably for like
And that's just her internet paused. Um, and
I'm still here.
yeah, you're still there, Barack. I'm still here. That's actually a good.
That's a great shot.
That's a great shot. Exactly. That is a great shot. And really, we have to expand our consciousness.
am I
Um,
back?
you're back, and that's okay. But that was a great shot, though, Adara. The freeze was great.
I wish I
Um,
could have saw it.
in our lungs, and someone brought this to my attention, is literally concentrated DMT,
Mm-hmm.
so that breathing exercises can literally put you in a psychedelic state. I just want to say to all the listeners, um, bliss is your origin. You came here hopefully on an orgasmic stargate of birth,
Mm-hmm.
vaginal or C-section, and hopefully you can live orgasmically. Um, that is the most important, and you can't. None of us can try to possess a person because they trigger us to feel love or orgasms. Possession is a lowest frequency of it's immature love. Because if you really love someone, the best gift is give them the key to freedom.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That goes for men, that goes for women. You cannot, because when you die, nobody is going to jump in that grave with you.
Right.
Not like the ancient world.
Right.
And you're only here for a little while.
Right.
Sister Dara, I could tell, right, just by the way you looking at the camera, that your man is about to be in the right place at the right time.
Oh no, he already was. We took care of that. I had to get some good luck good luck love. Helps you think clearer.
And I give a special shout out to the ancestor known as Osho,
Yes.
because
Yes.
Osho was on it. He was so radical in saying freedom is the best gift a lover can give another.
Yeah.
Freedom is the best gift a lover can give another. You have some
Yes.
beautiful comments here. I'm just going to post it. Swords Witch, love is freedom.
Yes, it is.
It's freedom.
Yes. I'm not a
Kisses are
ball and
not
chain.
contracts unless it's in
Exactly.
your mind. And if you really
Exactly.
think it's a contract, you need to take about 4 grams of shrooms and see what contracts are really all about.
Right.
So it's about uh, awareness. And the people who are most possessive, often I find family and Adara, they're scared of
Oh yeah.
psychedelics.
Oh yeah. Control freaks.
Control freaks are afraid of
Control
psychedelics.
freaks. Yes, that's a key sign. You know, because psychedelics make you approach your understanding of death, right? So
Exactly.
you get if you're always holding on and clutching to your identity or your ego or whatever else, you're gonna have a hard time. So just getting on a spiritual path and growing spiritually, you have to be good at letting go of what you think. If you can't let go of what you think, you're not gonna grow.
Yes.
So if you're always clutching to your idea of yourself or whatever else, or if you can't control what's happening, you're not going to do that thing. You're not going to grow. It's the same reason people don't get on the table. Like they have to know everything that's going to happen. I
Yeah.
can't tell you, bro, when spirit gets involved, when energy gets involved, I'm not that wise. I'm just a channel. I can't explain it to you like that. I'm just following directions. And get what you want. Get what's open to you. You don't know. You can't possibly know. How about you find out?
Mm-hmm.
Just find out.
And the ones who are into family, I'm going to say it on the show tonight. If you're afraid of psychedelics, you are also afraid of deep sexual intimacy.
Mm.
Am I wrong? Am I right? Tell me,
Mhm.
Dara.
Absolutely. Even with yourself. Even with yourself. I'm not even talking about like masturbation, but the union within yourself of your masculine and feminine poles, when that happens, when your higher self or your lower self start connecting, like, and then when you do that and your partner do that and do it together,
Wow.
why not? Why not? You can eat your body weight in shrooms and not die. Try it. You're good. you're,
You're
you're
absolutely
fine.
correct. It is a rehearsal of death because death is really something that we should rehearse. And if a person is a control freak, they fear death. And I remember a brother recently was last year. He was afraid to die and he was at death's door. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, brother, march into the afterlife with
The power.
glory and courage
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
nobody gets off the planet alive
Mm-hmm.
and you never know when you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
We
Real
used to
talk.
think, oh, it's going to be when I might be 60. No, I had a beautiful sister friend tell me her niece just went into the afterlife at 47.
Mm-hmm.
I have another good friend. She had terminal cancer at 21. You don't
Mm.
know.
You don't know.
But the biggest thing is if you have the inability to forgive, you are on the A train to cancer or disease.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
If you cannot forgive,
Oh yes.
Adara, touch on forgiveness before we bring this to a close.
Man, forgiveness is clutch. Like colon cancer, a lot of times, colon issues, not being able to let go. You see what I'm saying? Like you're clearing your bowels, but you're not clearing your emotions. That ties there oftentimes, like in traditional Chinese medicine. Holding grudges, it weighs on your body. It allows negative entities to attach to you. Um, it lowers your ability to think. Being angry lowers your ability to make rational decisions, as we know, but it also lowers your IQ. Sitting in negativity all the time ruins everybody around you. It makes you age faster. Like it makes your cells decay. Like stop. Damn it.
Mm,
Just stop. Just don't. Just don't. Just let it go, man. Just let it go. Life is too short and too precious for us to be worrying about things that we can't possibly understand. I can't tell you why that person did that, and neither can they. They
mm.
can't. They don't know. Was it even them? Was it some kind of thing right in their back, looking through their eyes, doing something? People got shit going on, y'all. Everybody out here lighting candles, doing all this stuff. Is nobody really paying attention to the repercussions that it's making of the waves it's making in the spirit world, the energy world, and the physical world? How it
Mm,
affects your children when you do stuff in the house with them, making pacts with random stuff,
yeah.
having sex with random shit.
Mm, mm, mm. Thank you, Adara. This was a wonderful show. I want to thank all the listening audience, and we have a lot of gratitude. from the audience tonight.
You guys,
I want to thank everyone who participated,
no question.
and I wish for all the audience. I want to thank Baraka. Um, Baraka, what kind of horn was that you was blowing earlier, man? You got multiple horns, man.
Yeah, I got a couple of them, man.
Okay, all right.
I got a couple. There's one that's, you know, I guess you could say it's a little bit more challenging than another. But it's weird. So whatever, it is what it is.
You rock on, brother. Rock on.
Mhm.
Thank you for even bringing that kind of sound.
Okay.
This was awesome.
One
Again,
thing, right quick. May I?
drop
If
it.
you don't
Go
mind?
ahead, girl. Floor is yours.
I just saw a question in the comments. They said, "What is a good shroom to use for that experience?" I like penis envy. I like penis
Powerful.
envy. I like Tamarian blues as well. They're hard to get a hold of, but if you find palenque mushrooms, but yeah, penis envy. It's good for spirit work and sexy things and all type of stuff. I love it.
Excellent, excellent. I like acacia ayahuasca.
I have not had it yet.
That's Syrian root and acacia, and I just boiled down a batch, like really made it concentrated. That even 3 drops is like a microdose. It just puts you in bliss.
Ooh.
And I took a kilo of acacia wood that was in the powder and condensed it, boiled it gallons and gallons because it doesn't give up its nature quick. And family, whoever has the acacia, according to Sheikh Amadou Bamba, the mystical name for acacia is Jalaban. Is Jalaban.
Yeah.
And you can talk to the wooden acacia beads and the spirit. If you chant those words, the spirit of the acacia wood will rise up off the bead and also off the drink. But using Syrian roux, I bake it at 300 degrees for about 20-25 minutes. Then I grind it up and add lemon juice as I boil it. And that's the myo inhibitor. And the biggest thing we have to do is practice ego suicide. And that is the only way you can really have good sex is to let go. Touch on that, please, before we go.
Yes. So, especially you're going to be doing magic as a woman, right? If you're going to be manifesting certain things, you can't always have your agenda at play. If you're going to be channeling and tapping into these deeper natures, you got to lose yourself, dog. I know you have to, like, it may hurt or whatever else. Just practice releasing tension, like in your shoulders, like my shoulders are up right now. Just practice dropping them, practice being aware. Men, practice how much tension is in your hand and in your wrist when you're touching. Like, a lot of men are, fingering women with this finger. Don't use this finger. Use these fingers. This finger's too strong, right? It's going to be uncomfortable. This is more delicate. And watch your power in your wrist. Don't be and then doing all of this. Just put your finger in and move your hand because it's going to feel like you're punching her pussy and she can't even feel what's going on inside. You see what I'm saying? Like, let the tension go. Let yourself go. What you want to go and just watch yourself have an experience. And it'll be a much better thing.
That's awesome. All right, we got to touch on one more thing because we went there, but we didn't finish. Let's talk about what would you tell the men in the audience that they need to do better? Because one of the comments is in the audience was about men not knowing how to give good head. I'm getting it. I'm looking at the text, and one of them reads, and it said about the clitoris. Where was that? Don't skip the clitoris. Men usually don't touch it. What's up with that?
I don't know. Why are you not touching clitorises, y'all? I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of men don't know where things are, and you would think that it's obvious where the clitoris is, but you would be surprised, man. The guys just go down there, just digging around, not really knowing, kind of hoping they fall into some pussy. Wow! And it feels like it. And it feels just like that. It feels just like that. And I'm not really sure why men are not taking the time to learn a little bit of female anatomy or have something right. I would think that pride and insecurity alone would tell you to like look so you don't get roasted for being a bad fuck. That's what I would think.
Mm.
But everybody does not think like me. So man, start with the inner thighs or thigh, the stomach, have them nice and moisturized. I know guys work hard. Moisturize your hands. You may have a callus or two. It's okay. I like calluses. It's fine, but not them sharp things. Just and it's rub smoothly. Like make contact, but don't like be pushing all the way down all the time. Like just practice gauging pressure, how lightly you could touch something. Touch it and then pull your hand up so you're barely touching it. See how little you can touch it while still touching it, right?
Mm.
Every part of your finger and your hand is a fingertip. This is a fingertip. This is a fingertip. You see what I'm saying? Your hand can really extend all the way down here. So when you rub long strokes. Rub your arm across it. You see what I'm saying? Bring long strokes. You see what I'm saying? Like rhythmic stuff. Rhythmic stuff. Breathe your arms all the way down to the elbows. And just like, you see what I'm saying? Rub the inner thighs, rub her outer lips, her pubic bone, all that type of stuff. And then like just put your hand there and just let it be warm and just I'm here. And then slowly close together, out. Close together, out, right? So you rub up the clitoris and then you rub the inside of the labia majora, which is the pussy lips. The inside crease right next to the clitoris. So you got one in, one up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then roll up her stomach a little bit and come bring it back down. And when you're about to go in, don't jam. Like if this is her mound, and her vagina's in here, you're trying to get here. Just slightly push up here. And it's gonna pull your fingers in. You don't even gotta press. That's free game. Just push it up. You don't have to press at all. And just practice your tension and your pressure. Women practice letting go tension in your jaw and your wrist and your feet. Don't be clenching so much. Okay.
You got it, girl. You got it. And what comes to mind is share with the audience how long should a slow dance of intimacy last? Like, should it be a 10-minute bang, 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 or should it be an hour, 2 or 3?
So I'm gonna say I prefer the long sessions, but when you're doing that fast bang, 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 the intimacy started way before you got into the room. So really, you guys were probably like playing with each other, like mentally and psychically, like flirting with each other a little bit to even get there. Unless it was on some toxic shit, but we're not even going to entertain those ideas. When you're talk about good relationships. So you guys are flirting in the kitchen and stuff, and then he just puts you on his washing machine or something like that, and boom, while the kids are asleep or something. But when you're doing the longer ones, and you can just like really take the time to awaken your zones, and like you really want to get the person. Well, one of the goals that I have is to expand the way that you feel pleasure, right? So when you take your time, you can play with different areas you're not used to, like the kneecaps. I don't think people really paid that much attention to kneecaps. But when somebody rubs your kneecap, it feels really good.
Wow.
It feels really, really good. And all the reflexology zones, like people don't spend enough time on ears for real, the tip of the nose, all type of places. Oh, just like a nice, this movement here, in the smooth movement, and you're just pulling across.
Yeah.
And you're coming this way, like this is everything. And you just whip around and catch these kidneys.
Yeah.
That's everything, man. It does everything. So you're able to reach higher heights, and the man has to work far less hard. If you're creative enough to add some conversation to it, like painting a picture for the person, maybe, or you guys do some kind of little role play or something. Sensual hypnosis is a thing. Just appreciation rants. Oh, just like a honoponopono, but like sensually for your partner. You see while you're massaging them and just loosen them up and like wiping all that stuff away, and then you confirm the deal by like sending all the energy through when you guys actually have intercourse. Like he's throbbing with passion and love and compassion for you and respect for you, and you got all this stuff like
Beautiful. Beautifully said. And don't forget about the toes.
don't forget about toes. I want to talk about the toes, guys.
Please talk about the toes. Yes.
When you touch somebody's feet or love somebody's feet, you are subconsciously telling them that you accept all of them. It is a key thing. It helps build trust and everything. You know, I know a lot of men don't want to take their socks off. They've been through some things, whatever. Girls, you got to touch them feet. Men, you got to touch those feet. Like, seriously, rub them, love them, spend some time on them because the whole body, as many of you know, but just, I rubbed men's feet before they started crying.
Wow.
You know, it's a real thing. Like men don't get touched really. They're always the tool. They're always being done. I mean, doing things and not really paid attention to. Like ladies, it's always amazing to me when I see a woman see their partner have an emotional experience for the first time. Like he does have emotions. I'm like, yes. Wow. And she treats him totally different because in her mind, he was this hard steel thing that is just unbudging, this and that. He's stupid or whatever else. He's just that dude that gets on my nerves. But when she sees actually as a person, the things change. So you rub feet, you take time to just rub the hands, just rub the palms, like give an actual finger massage. Yeah. You know, just sit next to each other and just rub, you know, just simple things, man. Just simple things. Simple.
And you know what? I love some comedy in the bedroom.
Yes. Yes.
Happy Punani, ain't nothing like it in the world.
Yes.
Cracking jokes in between the strokes is the bomb diggity.
Nice. It's nice. And like a lot of times on the table, like the women are being projected upon, and then we just start laughing, like uncontrollable laughter. Yeah. You know, that is tied right to the orgasm. We be going ham. You guys should come sometime.
Wow. Thank you, Leo Goddess Adara. I want to thank all the listening audience. This was a magical show tonight. All the questions about her contacts is in the ticker tape at the bottom of the screen, family. So that's your website, your Instagram, your Facebook, and your YouTube channel is all right there, family. And we're getting ready to close it out. Adara, it was an honor and a pleasure and definitely entertaining, educational, everything. Thank you. We're going to have to do this again. I want to thank also Master Yao, Brother Sirius. I want to thank Salika. And sisters, you got to get in touch with your body. I know some sisters that they only from the neck up. And I'm going to show a picture real quick, Adara. Balance. And this is from Salika. Okay, this is the pyramid power hidden in plain sight. The clitoris right there. Sisters, don't have the men not hunt for you in the dark, as Nityama say. Yeah. And brothers, communicate to us so we can help y'all out too, because y'all be quiet. So yeah. And sisters, you know, like one time I was literally kissing, sucking, and licking on a sister's foot, worked my way up the calf, and she had a bump from an injury. And I just gave it a whole lot of love just because. You know, that thing shrunk up right there. I believe it. Shrunk up like about 80%. I believe it. I so believe it. We live in a magical world, family. And all we have to do is let go of our ego and flow. Flow. Thank you again, Adara. My pleasure. My pleasure. And thank everyone in the listening. Thank you, guys. It was good night. Wonderful. Blessings. Say often, yes, I am. Supreme shield of protection surrounding me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am remembering all I was born to do. Yes, I